AskReddit. What's normal to do as a child but creepy to do as an adult? Poop myself. The older I get, the more I have a fear of walking around and accidentally pooping myself. Just stop walking around. Problem solved. Just sit on the toilet all day and get hemorrhoids like the rest of us. Standing by your parents' bed, staring at them waiting for them to wake. They weren't sleeping, and now it's your nightmare. Pull your pants all the way down to your ankles when peeing at a urinal. Tell that to the weird kids at school in elementary, middle, no bleep. I still remember the kid in my 4th grade class who did this. He would also hold his shirt up so his stomach was showing. The classic Leopold butterscotch technique. Running around in public wearing nothing but a shirt and diaper. Yesterday my son, 11 months, had a nappy blowout, so I had to change all his clothes. While I was fetching a new outfit for him, he crawled to the glass front door, stood up and started waving to our neighbor in literally nothing but a pair of socks and all his tackle hanging about. The neighbor laughed and waved back, but I feel like it would have been a slightly different reaction if it had been my husband waving to him buck naked but for some socks. Well, only one way to find out, I guess. Climb into your mother's bed in the middle of the night. What if your mom crawls into yours? I'm asking for a friend. Edit, weird. No one's said anything about broken arms yet. One time my mom brought her ladder from her house, climbed into my room through my window, slowly rocked me back and forth, and sang a song about how I'm a baby. I think putting your fingers under a closed door of a bathroom while someone is using it. This is so specific and perfect. My cat does this. What a creep. In the middle of the night, creep into your parents' room and stand 2 feet away from your sleeping father's face, just staring at him until he wakes up and has a bleeping heart attack. JK, that's still creepy if when my kids do it. My 2-year-old did this to me last week. Open my eyes and he's just standing there. My 20-month-old either slaps me awake or announces which facial orifice he's going to stick his finger in if he catches me sleeping. At the weekend it was I. Before trying to worm his finger under the lid, we need to trim his nails. Getting your butt wiped by someone much older than you. More generally, getting your butt wiped by anyone who is not you. Older people or sick people get their butts wiped, but usually by younger nurses. Hugging someone so intensely that your face is directly in their crotch. Bonus points if it is your parent. Or butt crack. I'm a kindergarten teacher and I get a lot of butt crack hugs. They'll ambush you. I own a kindergartner and I can confirm this. They'll get you on your front butt too if you're not careful. If you have a front butt, you might consider looser pants. I'm a pretty short male. 5 feet 2 inches tall. So it's sometimes strange when girls hug me cause my face normally goes right into their boobs. I mean, I'm not running around hugging girls to put my face in their boobs. At least not since high school. But I have a good amount of girlfriends and some are huggers. I'm not complaining, I just don't want to be accused of anything. Although it is a good perk for being short when there really aren't too many. Although plane and train seats are never bad for me. You just made being short sound extremely fun there. Definitely understand the fear of accusation though. Running anywhere and everywhere. And skipping. Skipping is a great exercise and makes your legs look fantastic. I skip a mile around my local park twice a week. People act like you're crazy until you take your pants off. Hold up. Sprinting down the sidewalk in a large city. When I see kids do it, totally normal. When I see adults do it, I assume something is seriously wrong. That's why you hire kids to rob the diamond exchange. Right kid, so take this totally not expensive bag of diamonds and hide it at insert place. I'll give you this Mars bar. Oh boy, what a deal. Climbing things. As a kid it was play and fun. As an adult people hunk you're trying to break into a house and call the cops. Even as a kid you run the risk of getting pushed out a window though. The things I do for love. I'm waiting for a friend. Run, scream, and cry in public. What if you're drunk? Asking for a friend, r/drunk or a kid. Wow, a new sub to join, haha. Thanks. My niece was pointing out other kids missing teeth at Walmart after losing her first tooth. Then she pointed to a woman and said she's missing a front tooth like me. It was very uncomfortable because we kept crossing paths with this woman in different aisles. Well, now kids. I have diastema, a rather large gap between my front teeth. Kids regularly tell me I'm missing a tooth like them. Cracks me up every time. I'll at times freak out like I didn't know. The reactions are great. Playing with children you met outside. My grown-a neighbor does this. To be fair, it's because I won't go out there and have Nerf battles with him, but honestly I don't have the energy for that crap. Edit, you all, I love Nerf. It's just a really big apartment complex and I'm 38 years old. It's 32 outside, and I bicycle everywhere I go. I don't have the hit points to be running up and down this property chasing 9-year-olds. If we had a more close quarters arena like those airsoft battle maps, or I had a gun that shot darts farther than 15 feet, then it would be a different story. Just imagine the bad A kids versus adult Nerf gun battles you could all have, man. When I dated this woman that had kids, I'd play with her kids outside. We would play monster and I would chase them around acting like a monster or a T-Rex. Some neighbor kids would join, but I always felt extremely weird due to society having this view. This would happen at parks as well. I always felt bad if I told the kid that he couldn't play because I'm a stranger and he shouldn't play with strangers. Don't blame me, kid. Blame society and the pedophiles out there. I used to live above a martial arts studio that had a lot of children's classes. One time this little girl was outside while I was walking my dog, so she asked if she could pet her. That was fine, of course. But then she asked if she could come over to my apartment to play with my dog more. No dice, kiddo. Dodged a bullet. It was a very short, young-looking undercover cop. She thought she had you. Screaming, look what I can do, then literally doing the dumbest bleeping thing ever. You haven't met my friends. Last week a mate walked up to me and said, hey, check this out, then bleeping dived headfirst into the floor. He was apparently trying to do a dive roll. I feel like children stare a lot, so that at the good old days when I was small and could stare at a construction site and not look like I was conducting industrial espionage. Your mistake was growing up to look suspicious. I am a small woman who looks quite cute. No one suspects me of anything. I can go into areas I shouldn't be and no one thinks I am up to anything. Yeah, I think it's because you are small. Being 6'3", I can't just go somewhere without someone noticing. Just doesn't work, lol. And have no filter, and ask whatever comes to their mind. Which is often refreshing, unless you're on the receiving end of one of their questions. Children are like cursed magic mirrors that will point out all of your worst flaws, both physical and personal. You look like a normal human when you take off your glass. My sister, 4, to me, 25. Thanks, kid. Invite complete strangers to come play with you and be your friend. On a side note, I wish we kept the whole wannabe friends part of childhood. Making adult friends is hard. A few years ago while I was in college, I saw a guy walking across campus wearing a shirt for a band I like. Then later that night I saw him at a show for another band. I was looking for some new friends and he seemed nice, so I came up to him and said, hey, you go to university at Houston, right? And he looked a little worried, so I almost bailed out of the conversation, but he said, yeah? So I told him I saw him earlier and that I've been looking for more friends that like the same music as me, and just said so we should be friends, and we exchanged numbers and he's one of my best friends now, lol. I don't think that interaction would have ever worked with 99% of people. I'm guessing a couple beers were in the mix. Not in a bad way, but it's always easier to strike a conversation with social lubricant. People aren't thinking what's his angle here? Etc. Speak in a high-pitched voice and draw on the ground. I saw a child on campus a few days ago putting water on an outside metal art piece type chair and shouting yay, 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 as the water quickly dripped off. So cute. Very weird for an adult to do.